everyone, welcome back. My name is Inga Bentley, your resident yoga teacher. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button really quick here. Today we're going to be going through a yoga sequence for those that are runners. So Complete Dental Staffing is doing a virtual 5K in June of this year, 2021, where all the proceeds go to the Dental Lifeline Network, where they help donate dental care to those in need. So let's get started. Let's get started in a child's pose. Big toes come to touch, hips open wide, arms reach forward, and we're just going to start with a couple deep breaths here. I want you to really walk those hands forward, and it's not about having your hips super open here, but just enough where you can start to feel some of the kind of lengthening here in your low back, lengthening in your hips. Take a really deep breath in, and a slow breath out. Deep breath in, and a slow breath out. Two more just like this. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Start to walk your fingertips over to the right side of your mat. Extend your left arm long, and then pull with your fingertips, pull with your hip, pull your hip back, and you'll feel your left side body expand here, even as we breathe. And then come back through center, and let's walk our fingertips over to the left. Right arm reaches, and then you're pulling this right side body back as you breathe. Bring the hands back through center. Come up to a tabletop here, and let's just take a moment to reset our spine here. So I want you to draw your shoulder blades back, lift your ribs up, and really keep the back of your head long. Send your left toes back behind you, and I want you to just push them into the mat here a couple times. Spine stays nice and tall. We have a tendency to want to drop our head, but you want to keep your spine tall even when we're here. And you'll feel everything from your calf and your hamstring start to open. It's really important to really stretch these muscles, not only in the sagittal plane, which is typically how we run, kind of in a forward motion, but also in other planes of motion here as well. So I want you to float the left foot up. Bring the left toes over to the right, and then push them into the mat here. And you'll feel this in your calf muscle, maybe in your hamstring, but maybe even here in the glute muscle, kind of down the leg here as you breathe. Big breath in, big breath out. Awesome, one more, inhale. Exhale, I want you to bend your left knee and see if you can cross it over your right. And this might be where you stay here. You want to keep the right knee on the ground here, maybe walk the hands back, and then start to push this left glute muscle back. And you'll feel it here in your glute muscle, maybe in the low back, but then down the hamstring as we breathe. Yeah, just getting into kind of all the different muscles in the back, in the legs, even in the chest. You know, as we run, we tend to move from this upright state to more of a collapsed state. So you want to get into some different areas of the body, as well as different movements here to really get into it. And you can, this might be a place that you want to stay a little bit longer. If you want to pause the tape, you're more than welcome to, or you can come back to this. We're going to release, so I want you to bring that left foot back over, and you're going to step it forward. So we're coming to a low lunge here. Think about dragging your left heel back, and you should feel your right hip flexor light up here on the side. So we're right on top of the knee. Left hand's going to come to the low back. Right arm's going to grow really tall. Push your pubic bone forward, so your glutes are slightly on, core is just very slightly engaged, and then you're going to side bend to the left. You'll come back to center, and you'll feel this on your right side, right hip flexor, side bend to the left. Yeah, then come to center, and side bend to the left. Two more just like this, reach up, and then side bend to the left. One more, reach up, and then side bend to the left. Hold here, push your hips just a smidge over to the right. Keep the pelvis in a neutral position, but push that glute forward so you feel that right hip flexor here as we breathe. And then come all the way back up. Bring the right hand to the inside of the left foot here, and then reach your left arm up. Now you can either keep your gaze neutral, take it down, or even drop your ear towards your shoulder. I want you to pull your left hip back just a smidge here, and then take the left fingertips all the way over. So it's almost like you're doing this opposition. You're pulling in the left hip, but then reaching with those fingertips. And you'll feel that same side body stretch we just had with our legs. Yeah, big breath in, big breath out. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot. You're going to tuck the right toes under, and we're going to move to the side. We're going to find some side lunges here. Bring your hands to your hips. And I want you to move nice and slow. slow. Think about not only pushing your butt back, but keeping the chest nice and long. So we're just moving from side to side. Like I said, so as we run, we're kind of moving in this frontal plane, always moving in the kind of that same plane of motion. And it's called the sagittal plane. Now, as we have these side lunges, we're starting to move into the frontal plane. So getting different directions here to help your body. Yeah, 2 more. Come into your right leg, we're gonna pause. If you can, bring your fingertips down and then push your butt back here. If you want, you can walk the hands forward a little bit and then start to drop the chest. And as you do so, you're pushing the butt back, but you'll also feel the left inner thigh here as we breathe. Big breath in, big breath out. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, walk back towards that left leg here. I want you to turn your left toes forward, and you're gonna step your right foot forward here, about 2/3 to halfway, and then walk your hands up. So we're in a pyramid pose. If you want to grab for a wall or a chair because that feels better, you can. You're gonna pull your left hip back, keep the spine tall, and then really push down through that right heel, and you'll feel kind of your calf muscle light up again, as well as this left glute here as it breathes. Yeah, I'm seeing all the good stuff here. Big breath in, big breath out. 2 more, inhale, and exhale. Last one, big breath. All right, you're gonna bring the fingertips back down. I want you to re-bend to this right knee. So you're bringing your knee pretty close to your ankle here. Tuck your right foot under, and then I want you to lean back. Now, spine tall here. So you're pushing into the right toes. You should feel the bottom of your foot stretch. Think about it. We're pounding the pavement, pounding the trails with our feet, but we don't spend a ton of time stretching them. Now, I want you to start to lean forward. Bring your knee past your ankle, but keep the foot down. It's okay for your knee to come past your ankle. We're getting into some dorsal flexion here. Flexion of the foot. And then lean back into that right foot. Yeah, and then we'll just find a little bit of a rock here. So we're shifting forward, left heel stays down, coming into that ankle, and then we're rocking back. And you might feel this as you come forward, even in your left hip flexor. You can always bring your hands to blocks here as well to give yourself a little bit more leverage. Yeah, 2 more. Rocking forward and rocking back. Last one, rocking forward and then rocking back. All right, come back forward, bring your hands down, and then let's slide that left foot back. And we'll come right to the other side. So take the right toes back behind you, push them into the mat, and we'll find a rock here. So rocking forward and rocking back. Spine tall, head looks down, so you're kind of looking here at the top of the mat or just in front of the fingertips as you breathe. Yeah, keep the ribs engaged, keep the back of the head lifted. 2 more, rock back and rock forward. 1 more, rock back and then rock forward. Float the right foot up and then bring the right toes over to the left and then push. Yeah, feel the right side of the body here as it kind of, you open through the chest, pull the ribs together here as you breathe. Should feel nice after a long run. Engage those hamstrings, engage those calf muscles. All right, then you'll bend the right knee, bring the knee to the outside of the left foot, keep both knees down, and then push the glute back. As you do so, you'll feel kind of this vibration here in that left glute, maybe even down into the IT band as you breathe. All right, we'll slowly come back up, and then you're going to re-lift the right foot, and you're going to step it forward, coming back up for that little lunge. So, we're right on top of that left foot again. Right knee is in a 90-degree angle, and then you're pulling that right heel back, so you feel this left hip flexor. Right hand to the low back. Left arm goes really tall, and then side bend. Yeah, reach up tall, grow even taller. So shoulder comes up towards the ear, and side bend. Come back up, and then side bend. 2 more, come up, and side bend. Last one, come up, and then side bend. Come back up here. Bring the left hand down here, drawing that left shoulder blade back, and then reach the right arm high. Think about pulling the right hip back, and as you do so, reach the right arm forward, kind of at a 45-degree angle. Left shoulder stays in place here. Don't try to gaze too far up. So we're not trying to crank in the neck here. We're just trying to feel Yeah. Nice deep breath. Bring your hand to the inside of your right foot. Tuck your left toes under and then turn to the side here. Side lunges from side to side. Again, take your time here. It's not about quickness, it's about really pushing the butt back, finding that true hinge at your hips as we breathe. Yeah, just moving from side to side. 2 more. Come into your left leg and hold. Option to bring the hands down and then push your butt back as you do so. See if you can kind of pull your spine forward. Maybe you can walk those hands forward and breathe. Walk the hands back in. Walk yourself back towards that right foot. Right toes turn forward. You're going to step that left foot forward here. And then hands can come to your shins, to your hips, wherever it feels good. Push your butt back. And as you do so, push down through your left heel. And you'll feel your ankle, you'll feel your hip, and then you'll feel this nice big hamstring stretch here as we breathe. Again, try not to round here in the spine. We want to keep the hinge here in our hips so we can protect our low back. And we can really stretch out those hamstrings as much as possible. Because we're not going to be here for that long. Bring your hands to the ground. You'll re-bend this left knee. Bring it all the way down to the ground. Tuck the left toes under and then we're going to lean back. Same thing. You're going to rock forward and then lean back. Also rocking forward and then leaning back. A couple more just like this. Rock forward and lean back. Also rock forward and lean back. One more. Rock forward and then lean back. Now let's slide that right foot back. And we're going to find some cat and cows. So drop your belly, scoop your heart forward, gaze forward, and then round through your back. I want you to focus on your cat pose. Can you push your shoulder blades away, relax your head, and really round through the back. And then slowly come forward. And then round through the back. Yeah. Almost like you're articulating each part of your spine at one time. Yeah, breathing in. You can start to make this a little more free form here if you want to kind of rock the shoulders from side to side. And then maybe round it to the back just a little bit more. Getting a little bit of space here, making it feel kind of whatever feels good for you, moving into the side bodies. One more full round. All right, let's come onto our back now. So I want you to bring yourself all the way down onto the back. And we're going to bring the left ankle to the right knee. And I want you to posture just like this. If your hips feel super tight, this is where you're going to stay. Otherwise, I want you to float the legs up. Bring the arms out like a cactus. So we're not using our hands here in a figure four. A little bit different today. I want you to pull your left knee to the left. And then your right knee to the right. And you'll feel more like a pigeon pose. You'll feel kind of this external rotation here. And you'll feel it more in your glute muscle. And we're just breathing here. So we're letting the shoulders relax. If your arms can't come all the way down, you can always bring them up higher or down lower, depending on where your shoulder mobility is. And you'll just breathe. Yeah, opening up those hips. Think about we use our hips a lot. You're moving from a flexion and extension state when you're running. So we really want to make sure that they're nice and open, nice and stretched out, and they have a lot of mobility. They have the ability to move in your body. So let's work just a little bit on mobility. You're going to bring your right foot down. You're going to hover that left leg up, and you're just going to kind of wiggle your leg from external rotation. So knee in, or knee out, ankle in for external, and then internal. So knee in, ankle out for internal. So external rotation and then internal rotation. And you want to keep your pelvis, your ilium, your hip points, that's what a lot of people call them. You want to keep them firmly down on the ground here. And you may feel a little bit of tightness here. Sometimes tightness in your hip or immobility in your hip, and I would even say your ankle too, can cause knee pain. The knee pain is more of a symptom than kind of the root cause of it. So just even weighting your hips like this can really help bring a lot of fluid into the joint and help kind of loosen it up. So let's switch to the other side. So left foot comes down, right ankle comes to your left knee, you'll float the leg up and then pull. Right knee to right, left knee to lift left. So you kind of feel this engagement here as you breathe. Think about kind of pulling the legs apart. We put the left foot back down again, and then same thing with the right leg. So external rotation and then internal rotation. So you want to keep your low back down, keep your sacrum down, just as you're moving this hip. Super simple move. Yeah. And if anything feels tight, you just want to make the move a little bit smaller. Yeah, and you can either do it quickly or slowly, depending on how you feel. And you can do this both in laying down here, you can do it in a tabletop, or even standing up. You can kind of add this movement in throughout your day. The more you add small movements in throughout your day, the better your runs are going to feel, both before and afterwards. When we go from kind of this compressed state to all of a sudden moving and running in a quick fashion, or maybe even a slow fashion, or even just walking quickly, if you're a big walker, that's what I am. That can cause more injury, going from an immobile state to a mobile state, and adding in small movements can really help with that. All right, put both legs down, open up your feet wide, and then I just want you to knock your knees together here. So our legs are in internal rotation from a hip standpoint, and we're just breathing. Maybe bring your hands to your belly. Start to close your eyes. And just feel your whole spine here on the mat. If this feels uncomfortable, you can always extend your legs. We're just going to take a couple breaths here. Letting our run, letting our yoga practice sink into our body and sink into our breath. You can always pause the video, otherwise start to deepen your breath. You bring some movement to your fingers and your toes, your head and your neck. Now open up your knees or rebend them if they were extended, and just kind of roll over to your side here and pause for a moment. Take your time as you slowly press up to a seat. Bringing your hands to your heart. Take one more big breath here, and a big exhale. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I hope you enjoyed this class. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Again, my name is Inga, and don't forget to sign up for the virtual 5K. Have a great day.